We have the latest roundup of everything we know so far for the new iPad Pro 2021 release date and price. We have also the latest on the iPad Pro specs, colours and design, and of course the details of the A14 new iPad Pro 5 launch date. So if you want to hear the latest gaming news, tech news, reviews and comparisons, hit that subscribe button followed by the bell. So we've just had another Apple virtual event showcasing us the new Apple Silicon Apple Macs. We've got some updates on the HomePod, the iPhones, Apple Watch and iPad lines in September and October time as well. However, a big question is on the iPad mini and also the new iPad Pro 5. So here is my latest leaks videos of everything we know so far for the new Apple iPad Pro 5 or iPad Pro 2021 launch date, and of course the iPad Pro 2021 price. So just quickly then, this channel has just hit over 90,000 subscribers, what I'm over the moon about. So I've decided to do a giveaway, and one lucky subscriber when we get over 100,000 subscribers will get their hands on this. It is an iPhone 12 Pro in Pacific Blue. So when we get over 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber. So make sure you're a subscriber and hit that bell notification to get some more details. And I'm also going to give you a few more details how you can enter to possibly get your hands on this later on in this video. So stay tuned. So let's dive on the latest iPad Pro 5 news. So as mentioned, we have had 3 Apple virtual events the end of this year. However, there was no sign of the iPad Pro or Mini announced. So to be totally fair, it was not a surprise to see a new iPad Pro at these events, and we're now turning to a new iPad Pro 2021 release date. So when will we see the iPad Pro 5? Well, right away for release date, we are predicting an iPad Pro in 2021 and not by the end of this year. If you recall back to earlier this year, Apple launched the 2020 iPad Pro 4 models, the 11 and the 12.9 inch model. Apple likes a product to last some time before they renew it. The quickest we've seen a refresh in the old days was of the iPods, where sometimes a model was on sale for maybe 10 or 11 months before getting an upgrade. In fact, the last Apple device to have the shortest lifespan was the original iPad to the iPad 2, where the original iPad was only out for 11 months before the iPad 2 came along. Therefore, it is super unlikely we'll see another iPad Pro model in 2020, as it only came out in March time. And then say the iPad Pro 5 came out say in September time or got announced in that October event, the lifespan of that latest iPad Pro that came out in March time would only be 7 or 8 months. We believe the release date of the next iPad Pro will be March 2021, and this falls in line with most other iPads in recent years when they have come out in either October time or March time. For example, the iPad Pro 4 came out on March 25th, 2020 this year, and then the iPad Air 3 and the Mini 5 came out on March 18th, 2019. I think you're getting the picture that we expect the iPad Pro to come out in mid to late March 2021. For price of the new iPad Pro, we expect it to be around the same of the current generation iPad Pros. We believe the starting price for the iPad 11-inch will be $799 US and the 12.9 inch starting at $999 US, especially the next drop down in tier iPad, the iPad Air 4, now starts at $599. Now for specs, I for one was very disappointed in the 2020 specs. They are basically identical to the 2018 iPad Pro. Apart from the bottom line storage space, everything else was almost identical. We had the same battery, also another A12 processor inside. So instead of the A12X, we had the A12Z, what supposedly had a little more graphics power. However, RAM amount stayed the same. In fact, check out some benchmark videos here on YouTube of the iPad 2018 versus the iPad 2020 models. In quite a lot of cases, the iPad 2018 model actually beats the 2020 model on speed and graphics feel, what is really bizarre. For me, the only one big change on the 2020 model was the new dual lens camera setup and the LiDAR sensor. However, if you don't use your iPad as a primary camera device or don't use any apps, and there isn't many that use the LiDAR sensor, and let's be honest, only a few more will probably be created at the moment, then you may as well just buy yourself the 2018 iPad Pro right now. Anyway, enough of my rant. Let's see what the 2021 iPad Pro leaks have to offer. We've been informed by a recent link from Love to Dream that the new iPad will feature 5G connectivity. This makes total sense as the iPhone 12 and Pro models now have 5G connectivity. This is possible due to Qualcomm Snapdragon's X55 5G new modem. On top, the new iPad Pros could also have mini LED displays, says Love to Dream. This rumour has bounced around some time, and it isn't the first time we heard that the iPad Pros could be getting mini LED displays. We also believe the new MacBook and the new iMac lines may get this technology as well later on this year and early into next year. Mini LED panels, if you don't know what they are, offer similar benefits to OLED screens, such as localized dimming and a whole wider color gamut. Currently at the moment, such devices as the iPhone X and the iPhone XS and also the iPhone 11 Pro models do actually have OLED technology inside it. They may switch to micro LED, but that is a story for another day. For chipset, Love to Dream has also said the new iPads will get a new A14X chipset. Normally an X on the end means a few more cores in the processor and also strengthened graphics as well. From what we've seen from the normal A14 chipset, it is around 40% faster than the A12 chip. I'm sure that the A14X will probably be around the same and probably have an increase of 40% rise in power compared to the A12X and the Z chip. For design, we believe it will stay identical to the 2020 iPad Pro for the 2020 iPad Pro model. So this means we will get an 11 and a 12.9 inch display. Also the same for the camera setup, that it will have a dual sensor on the back and a LiDAR sensor. However, I'm sure those lenses will be better on the new Pro and the LiDAR sensor might even have an upgrade as well. We should be expecting to stick with a USB-C port on the bottom again, just like the new iPad Air 4 and all the other iPad Pros since the iPad Pro 3. We also believe that we will actually get a charger in the box, what is different to the iPhone 12 where there was no charger in the box whatsoever. For colours this year, we might actually get a bit of a change from the silver and also the space grey we normally get. We may actually get Pacific Blue, the same blue that you find on the iPhone 12 Pro and also the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and this would be a great change. So really at this stage, this is all the info we have on the iPad Pro 5. As said, I was quite disappointed with the 2020 model or the iPad Pro 4. Right now at the time of this video, I honestly cannot recommend the iPad Pro 4 or at least the 11-inch iPad Pro 4 when the iPad Air 4 is $200 cheaper and is also the thickness of a grain of rice smaller than the actual 11-inch iPad Pro. Okay, it doesn't have the Pro Motion or the LiDAR sensor, but really I think the Air 4 is a better buy over the 11-inch 2020 iPad Pro. I am really hoping the A14X or the A14Z will be a super powerhouse with that new micro LED, and the iPad Pro 5 is worthy of its name. So just quickly then, as we're nearing the end of this video, that giveaway I mentioned earlier, to be in the chance to get your hands on that new iPhone 12 Pro in Pacific Blue, I would love to know from you if do you own an iPad at the moment, or maybe you might be getting one of these new iPad Pros in 2021. Let me know in the comments below, and when we get over 100,000 subscribers, I'll be picking a lucky winner to get their hands on that iPhone 12 in Pacific Blue. But make sure you've subscribed to this channel and hit that notification bell to find out if you'll be that lucky winner. So, are you excited about the iPad Pro 5 and will you be getting one? Let me know below what model you plan to buy. Well guys, that is the latest and greatest info we have for the iPad at this stage. As we get closer to the release date, we will get more info and of course we will share it with you. If you want to get that latest news, don't forget to hit the like button for this video, and of course to hear all the latest gaming news, tech news, reviews and comparisons, please do hit that subscribe button followed by the bell. Until next time guys, see ya!